And welcome to Queenie of London. For those of you who are new here, it's lovely to have you with us. I'm Queenie and I make videos whilst I'm out and about in lovely London town. Today I'm on Sloane Street and I'm doing a bit of window shopping, so I'm planning to walk all the way along Sloane Street to the top to see Harvey Nichols. Now, those of you who have seen a couple of my videos might know that I like to offer a little bit of historical knowledge whilst I'm walking, and today is no exception. But I will offer a bit of fashion alongside my fact today on London's most fashionable street. So just at the top of the street, before you get onto the square, is this magnificent church. This is Holy Trinity, Sloane Square. Now this Church of England place of worship dubs itself as the cathedral of the arts and crafts movement. And it was actually something that Poet Laureate and defender of Victorian architecture, John Betjeman, called this particular church. This beautiful building was commissioned by the 5th Earl Cadogan and his wife Beatrice, and designed by one of the leading lights of the actual arts and crafts movement, the architect John Dando Sedding. This was between 1888 and 1890. Inside you'll find such incredible stained glass, such intricate metalwork, and a plethora of sculptures by so many well-known artists. The church sustained so much damage during the Second World War, and at least one incendiary bomb burst into the actual nave. It caused severe structural damage. And obviously there was so little money after the war, and buildings, very, very sadly, like these, were considered unfashionable, so there wasn't really much impetus to save it, to restore it. But fortunately, and you can enter John Betjeman at this point with his passion for Victorian architecture, because when its survival was threatened, he came along with his Victorian Society and stepped in to campaign to save it, and I'm so glad he did, because there it stands today. Look at that. For autumn. Red Valentino, this is. Oh, I like the buffalo check. Now this is Cadogan Place, and across Sloane Street there we have Cadogan Gates, and I'm going to take a little detour from my route on straight Sloane Street around Cadogan Place. Now I've already mentioned the name Cadogan a couple of times, and the family dynasty of Cadogan is central to understanding and unravelling the history of Chelsea. This family's association with the area goes back over 300 years. So we've not long passed Wilbraham Place, where you'll find Cadogan Hall, which is a historic venue home to the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. There's also a Cadogan Gardens and a Cadogan Square. And here in Chelsea Place would have stood Chelsea House, which was the Cadogans' London home. Now another name which reoccurs throughout Chelsea is that of Sloane. Obviously you have Sloane Square, and this is Sloane Street. Now Sir Hans Sloane was a physician who served 3 consecutive monarchs. He was a massive figure of the Enlightenment, and he's famous for inventing drinking chocolate and for the massive collections of manuscripts, antiques, botanical and zoological artifacts which formed collectively the British Museum as we know it today. Now it was Elizabeth Sloane, his youngest daughter, who married Charles II, Baron of Cadogan. It was through this union that the stewardship of Chelsea passed into the Cadogan family, and the Cadogan Estate in Chelsea was established. So it was their son Charles Sloane Cadogan who inherited the estates in 1776, and the following year a lease of over 90 acres of land was sold to the architect Henry Holland, who was the father-in-law to Capability Brown, consequently. It was sold by him, and together he built Sloane Street, Sloane Square and Hans Place.
It's nice to do a little bit more.
Collectively, these newly created streets were known as Hans Town. At this time, London boundaries were judged to end at Hyde Park Corner, which is not very far away at all from here, as you'll see. So the development that he built was considered to be a new town in the countryside. It became very, very fashionable to live here and provided much easier access to the King's Road from Knightsbridge. Before its development, Belgravia had been little but marshland, and very dangerous marshland, because highwaymen and brigands hung out there, and it was incredibly hazardous to pass through if you wanted to get to the King's Road. Now I'm just looking at that white bollard, and I'm going to go and show you. Does it say it on that one? Doesn't say it on that one. I'm going to take you to another one. I know there's one up here, because these little bollards are actually grade 2 listed. This is still Hans Place, Cadogan Place, sorry. Got hands on the brain. Just sat by his statue in Duke of York Square. Should be that one. You coming around here, mate? No. There you go. Town. I believe one of them says 1819 on. Someone say it? Yeah. There you go. How cool is that? Now those gardens that you see within the railings up ahead are private, but we'll come back to those in a bit. But only residents of the surrounding streets can use those. They are locked up, but once in the summertime I believe they get opened so everybody can go and have a nosy. Now, I deliberately didn't stray too far round Cadogan Place so that I could show you this, number 123 Sloane Street. Opposite the Sloane Street deli, this is one of only a few surviving examples of the Georgian houses that would have stood in Holland's original hands town. In 1811, this was number 64 and was the home to Jane Austen and her brother. This was where she was working on the proofs for Sense and Sensibility. So the vast majority of the red brick that we associate with Chelsea here, particularly around Cadogan Gardens, round the back of Peter Jones, that sort of part of Chelsea was shaped by George, the 5th Earl of Cadogan. He was Chelsea's first elected mayor, actually, and he served in the governments of Disraeli and Salisbury. So we'll continue on our way up Sloane Street. Oh, see all the red brick down there? That's Cadogan Gate. And here we have the Beaverbrook townhouse, relatively new, but obviously an old building. You might remember that, viewers of Queenie of London, from my Chelsea and Bloom video. They had a spectacular floral display of a Spitfire, so if that's your thing, I'll leave that link below and you can give that video a gander. Now, as I mentioned, the gardens, they're quite vast here. Normally they're quite a small square. They are private, they're very ornamental, they have tennis courts, and they've remained relatively unchanged since they were laid out in 1886. Interesting that that's called Grosvenor. We can go into that another time, but they are another family who own the other side. Grosvenor is mainly associated with Victoria and parts of Belgravia, if I'm correct. Need to do some more research on those guys. Sloane House. So before you get to all the high-end luxury shops, you have a lot of residences, and I think there's a lot of private healthcare along here. Can peep into the gardens through there. Cadogan.
Nah, he was also a really nice cool.
Now up ahead here we have the Cadogan Hotel. This was constructed in 1887. It's famously where Oscar Wilde was arrested from his room in 1895. There's a residence entrance on 21 Pont Street, down one of the side turnings there. And this was previously the front door to the townhouse belonging to actress, socialite and mistress to the future King Edward VII, Lily Langtry. Now, because of its positioning, guests of this prestigious hotel have access to these private gardens, otherwise reserved for residents. And I've actually read that rather lovelily, that's a word, the hotel will provide guests with deck chairs, blankets and board games should they wish to go and spend an evening in the gardens. They can also use the private tennis courts, and you can have a lovely alfresco afternoon tea in the gardens, soaking up a beautiful private quiet atmosphere right in the heart of London. Inside this beautiful hotel, which has not long been renovated, there are 450 original works of art, which is a lovely touch to sort of pay homage to Chelsea's rich artistic heritage. I guess they're getting a delivery right now, a bob along. I've got a separate video on these artworks by Roman Licati. If you're interested, I'll link that as well here. This is one of their restaurants. I believe it's European cuisine. And inside the beautiful bespoke boutique rooms, there's such a lovely touch which I would love to experience within a hotel. Each room has its own private library, curated by one of the gems of the King's Road, actually, John Sando Books, one of my favourite places to visit. Again, because Chelsea has such a rich literary and artistic heritage, so it's such a nice touch, and there's so many books to choose from. I'm going to pause you right now because I know that these lights take a notoriously long time to change. This building coming up here, this grey 1950s-ish building, as the flags might suggest if you've got good eyes, is the embassy to Iceland and also to Denmark. Now I'm going to stay on this side because there's so many shops coming up and I want to have a good look today because I haven't done any window shopping in a while. So I'm going to go all the way to the top on this side and then come back down the other, so you're not going to miss anything. This road is very well served by buses coming from Sloane Square and beyond. Probably one of the best is the route 22. And the 22 goes all the way to the top of the road and will take you through Green Park onto Oxford Circus. That's really worth a trip if you can sit at the front on the top deck. Nice little tourist sightseeing hot spot up there. Prada.
I don't need the cup, yeah.
Oh, is this look back again? Good, I like it. I remember that. Like the early 2000s we did that with the mesh over and a short skirt under. Had a pair of shorts. That was nice. Yeah, we are doing this. Look at that. I like those Mary Janes. Armani. Oh, look at them. Oh my. I like them.
Lends money on.
Todd's, known for gorgeous leather. Oh, he's getting ready to open his door to me. Look at those gorgeous buildings. Do we call that Queen Anne style? Beautiful. Bottega Veneta. Should have little butchers in this one. Oh. I like the shape of that black one there. They're busy, aren't they? And Dior. of that dress. And the asymmetric houndstooth skirt there, it's nice. And we all love these, don't we? And look at them! Can you see? They're adorable. Look at the patent. Oh my. That's a really good display. I like. Don't worry. I know you can see Versace over there. I'll take you to it in a bit. Because my favourite's over there. Fendi. That's a bit 90s, isn't it? Loving that bag. Something for the boys. Some lovely matching luggage. Uh-huh. Cavalli. I always love this because it's so theatrical. Look at the lovely stage curtain. I hope you can see the reflection. It's so hard filming windows, but we'll give it a go. There you go. That's lovely. See, I like these. They're a bit different. And I like the way they've used the same fabric for different shapes. Very nice. I'd also quite like one of these hanging rails in my bedroom with the neon light going round. Oh, look, the gold on it. Oh, and look at that. Synonymous head with the brand. Snakes on the door. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous. Hello. Wow. Look at that! Can you make that out? It's a bag. There you go. Oh, that's cool. Gucci. Look at that pink. Oh, the Jackie bag. Absolutely love that. Everything they've done there is awesome. I'm going to have to take a photo. 2 minutes. bit better than a Fitbit. Boodles that we saw the other day inside the Royal Exchange as well.
In the country of purchase. So welcome to Knightsbridge. This what we're looking at here, these towers are known as One Hyde Park. These were completed in 2009, and the following year it was rumoured that one of the penthouses sold for £140 million. Now, residents of these apartments and duplexes are able to take advantage of the services offered by the Mandarin Orient Hotel, this staggering building here, such as a 24-hour concierge, a private cinema, virtual experience rooms, squash courts, gyms, pools, jacuzzis, steam rooms, need I go on? For your reference as well, one of these not long ago sold for 18 million. You can read quite a lot of interesting things about these buildings and their residents online, and there's a particular Vanity Fair article which is quite an eye-opener. The development also includes 3 retail spaces at the bottom. One is for the Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank. There's a Rolex over there that you can just about make out, and I think it's in the 3rd tower you can go and have a look at the McLaren showroom. It's owned by the British Candy Brothers and the former Prime Minister of Qatar. And also, probably just make out over there, there's another entrance to Knightsbridge tube station,
which was needed when that development was completed. And if you go through the towers, you can get very nicely into Hyde Park. You can get a really good view of them from the top of Sloane Street if you're on the top deck of a bus, if you want to come and take a photo. And this on the corner, in the same style as the Mandarin Orient, is Harvey Nichols. So I'm going to cross over and we'll have a little look in the windows. It always smells really delicious going past Tom Ford. Muhammad Ali shorts. No? Oh yes. Hello. Oh my goodness. It's Queen Victoria-esque, right?
Somebody doing some more
They've changed their display. It's been checkerboard for the longest time. And they changed it. It must be for autumn. Oh wow, look at that. Watch a video. It's beautiful. So pretty. This is also lovely. This pub's gorgeous as well, the Gloucester.
There's only so much
I did hear that this is the longest, straightest road in London, and that's why in the summertime you get all fancy cars going up and down really, really fast with their really loud engines, showing off basically. But I don't know if that's true. You'll have to fact check me and correct me if I'm wrong. Versace. Them trousers. Is it trousers? Oh. Yes. Oh, how heavenly. Look how tiny that is. Wow. Poochie. I like a bit of Poochie. And here's the daddy. Chanello.
Hier aan een shoppingbus, awaiting the car. Yeah, but I think La Perla. I think it's Vivienne Westwood's sons, one of her sons that owns La Perla. And on the corner here we have Hermes. Should we peek? So I'm going to strut down along to Sloane Square again now, guys, and wrap this video up for this week. I very much hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, and if you learned something importantly, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you liked what you've seen today, and hit that notification bell because I have a video coming up very, very soon on the King's Road, and we'll do a bit of shopping there. So for the time being, please take care, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Lots of love, Queenie. So silly me, in my haste to get to the good shops, I forgot to point this out to you. This is one of many blue plaques in Chelsea. I will do a little separate tour about those at some point, but this is number 95 Sloane Street, and the blue plaque commemorates Gertrude Bell. This was the family home of Bell's stepmother, and she stayed here. This remained her London base throughout her life, but she stayed here for the longest period. In 1915, during the First World War, when she managed the London office of the Red Cross's Wounded and Missing Inquiry Bureau. There you go. So now I'll leave you to your evening. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the very end, guys. Take care. Bye bye.